They say you are only as strong as your weakest link. What does that even mean? Oftentimes, your company is only as strong as your weakest link because the strength of your chain is only as strong as the weakest link. And what does that actually mean? So, no matter how strong all your chains are, and let's say just in a bicycle, if one of the links is weak and breaks, then the entire chain breaks, everything falls apart, you're riding your bike and you freaking end up crashing, right? So that's what that absolutely means. And so what happens when you have a bunch of A players who are in and/or marketing or operations, your fulfillment or your customer service is lacking? And that's what that means. How strong is your weakest link in any area of your business? Or how strong is your weakest link in that particular department? So let's talk about that. Your main unit, let's say, is your executive team. And they're strong, right? Which is in a lot of companies, that's kind of like what it is. But you want to save on cost. So outsource overseas, or you hire at a much lower rate for some of the other team members. And the quality could be great, it could be below mediocre, and paying higher wages doesn't mean that one more person is more skilled. But let's say you have a high-end product that costs more than, say, $2,000. And the sales reps are all over the potential client. You know how sales reps are. They're calling you, they're texting you, you're their brother all of a sudden. I get that a lot. Hey, brother. I'm like, okay, we're brothers now. Got it. And they're all over you before the sale. And then, they're FaceTiming you. They're doing everything they can. And then once the purchase is made, your customer gets service that is on a high executive level. But then the service or what happens afterward is like subpar. I've been in that situation myself where I'm talking with like the main salesperson and they're like, yeah, man, I want you to be close to me. I want you to be with me, right? All this rah-rah stuff. And then they send one of their sales reps that, to be honest with you, just to make a couple $1,000s. But after that, you don't get anything. You don't hear from that sales rep again. You may get an email here and there. You're thrown into this generic situations. And so to me, that's a turnoff. And that goes to show that's a weak link where I would not want to spend more money with that kind of business. What happens to your business in a situation like that is what we're trying to think about. And I've been in both situations, had high-paying team members that produced subpar service as well. So it doesn't mean just because you hire people at higher wages that you're going to have great customer service. That is not the case. But I've also had lower wage team members producing a high quality of service, and it's crossed up, but it's been vice versa. So it's not always the pay that makes the difference. I really think that some of it has to do with attitude, but let's see how that plays out. So I had a couple of high wage staff members that cost us $1 million in losses, but they had lower wage staff members, not lower skill, but lower wage staff members that helped us in areas in a high-end way. So what separates your staff members if they're being paid a much higher wage than someone else? And sometimes the skill sets really aren't that different. It's just this particular quote-unquote lower wage staff member doesn't know how to do what this person is doing. They haven't taken the time, they don't have the experience, but it doesn't mean that the person who comes in making more money is more skilled, right? That is not the case, and I've been there, done that. Another staff member will come in and with the right attitude, they will resolve problems so that you will be better tomorrow. Whereas I've been in situations where some of your higher demanding salary staff members, they need to come in and work in a situation where everything is already being done and they can kind of oversee, they can manage, but they don't necessarily know how to roll up their sleeves and actually do the work. Whereas you may have someone who comes in who's ready to roll up their sleeves, ready to actually do the work, and they will set the business up so that tomorrow you can be better, so that you have systems and procedures and processes in place. And that's super important to understand. You really need both skill sets at the highest level. You need the person who could come in and manage right away, because if you bring this person in who doesn't have the experience and the skill sets yet, but is willing to roll up their sleeves, they can't come in and boom, keep the company running. So you need the person who actually can come in. Hopefully they can come in and actually keep everything managed properly, but you need both. So you can have someone that can patch the leak in your roof today. They can get that job done, but you also need someone that can fix the hole in your roof so that it's a long-term fix, and you need that done as well. So imagine your roof has a leak in it. You need someone that can come in today, patch it up, keep things running. But then you also need someone that says, you know what? I have a way to fix this roof once and for all, so that long term we'll need that. So working with people that have a positive attitude and that look for ways to resolve the problems that you have today so that they can be better tomorrow will have a huge impact in your business. Having staff members that only fix what's right in front of them will hurt you tomorrow. As a case in point, I had staff members to say, put reports together. And if you give them everything and say, do this, do this, do this, do that, they can get it done. But they don't find blind spots. They don't find things that you don't point out to them. So you need that staff member who's willing to roll up their sleeves to figure things out. So once they figure it out, now you won't have that problem tomorrow. Where some people who will come in and everything is already running and smooth, they can come in and maintain it, but they could be maintaining the wrong thing. So keep that in mind as well. The mindset of I'm only doing what I'm paid for, or just doing my job, is the staff member that isn't thinking and easily replaceable by AI or some kind of overseas talent. That is not the kind of staff member that you want. So you want 4 progressive thinking team members that will impact you today and for years to come. So if there's something in this video that impacts you in a positive way, hit the like button. If you have questions or you have an idea to share, make sure you post them in the comments. Or if you disagree with me, make sure you let me know as well. If you want more of this, hit the subscribe button. This is Khaazra. Be good.